working on back stuff. So we're gonna be opening through our thoracic and our low back, and also strengthening those muscles that keep our spine upright and really support our pelvis, our spines, and our posture. So let's get started. We're gonna start in a nice tall seated position. Take your hands to your knees, soften your shoulders up, back, and down. Let's take our eyes to a close and just use these few moments to settle into our bodies, into our breath, and into the space we're in right now, wherever you are. We'll take a deep breath through the nose, inhale. A soft exhale out through the mouth. Just allowing our shoulders, our ribs, our bellies to rest. Draw the air in, find that tension, shoulders to ears. And then as we exhale, settle them down behind you, just opening through the front of the chest, starting to feel that confident, open spine. One more. Draw the air in, shoulders to ears. And then we'll exhale, let it all go. We'll flutter our eyes to open, starting with just a little bit of side flexion. We'll take our arms out to a T, flex over to the left side, rotating our pinky down. Coming up through center through a T, and then flexing to the other side. As we start to move today, I want you to think about moving in between two panes of glass and just really easing into movement. So not forcing. If your elbow's not touching the mat quite yet, we've just started, so don't worry. Just allowing your spine to really sway side to side. We'll do one more each way. Last one over to the right. And then we'll take the hands back to a T, interlace your fingers behind your head, wrap your thumbs under the base of your skull. From here, bring your elbows a little forward so you can press your head into your hands and you're able to see your elbows from here. We'll take a deep inhale, exhale, rotate to the right side. Inhale, come up through center, taller than before. We'll flex over, twist to the left, back through center, one more each way. Now you might notice your hips start to grip the further you rotate. So see if you can neutralize that and just really focus on that rotation happening from the thoracic spine. Returning back to center, we're gonna close our elbows in front of our face, round through the spine, and allow your elbows to drop towards your heels. Then we'll press the sternum through, let the elbows reach backwards, open the chest, take your gaze up. Exhale, round, send it back, closing forward, ribs collapse backwards, pelvis tucks under, and then inhale, open up, send the sternum forward, lift the chin. Let's do one more. Exhale, we round. And again, trying to neutralize here through the hips, the hip flexors, heavy to our sit bones, and then bring it all the way back. Good. Let's come to an all fours position, hands just under your shoulders. Knees under the hips, we'll nod our chin to our chest, round through the spine, sending our back ribs and our shoulder blades up to the ceiling. We're gonna pause through a neutral position and then turn the sternum up just a little bit without rocking our pelvis forward. Exhale, tuck under, nod chin to chest. Using your abdominals to assist, actively pushing away from the mat from the heels of your palms. And then inhale into neutral, exhale, start to turn up just through the thoracic. So think ribs and above. This is a Pilates cat-cow. It's a little different from the yogic cat-cow where we do rock our pelvis forward. And here we're just isolating that extension to the upper back while our lower back is neutral. Let's do one more. Exhale, tuck under. There is this pull from below the shoulder blades. Drag them down, open up. Good, we're gonna walk the hands just a little forward here. Send the hips back to the heels, round through the spine. So really opening through the lumbar. From here, pull forward, dropping our elbows to the mat. Take that extension. So again, we're opening up through the front of the chest. Then we're gonna push into our hands as we lift, allowing the pelvis to rock forward this time. So we're really in that full tilt forward, opening through the front body, and we'll start again. So we push away from the heels of our palms, sit to the heels. Imagine you're crawling out and dragging from the elbows, lift into extension first, and then press into the palms and we lift. Now once you have a hang of it, you can start to smooth out those edges. We drag through and lift out. Tuck under, sit it back. Drag through and lift out. Taking your gaze with you. so that you're really allowing the spine to follow your gaze, curving upward. One more. Drag the elbows, lift the gaze, and then round, send the hips back. Take a wide knee here, allow your belly just to rest heavy in between the knees. Maybe a little rock side to side with the hips. And then we'll come all the way back up. This time we're gonna take our right hand behind our head, keeping it up in that quadruped position, and then we'll rotate down, tap the mat with the elbow. Inhale, open. See if you can point the elbow to the ceiling. The first few are going to be the least flexible, the least amount of range. Good, and then rotate back down. And just allow your head to follow, your gaze to follow as you twist. Think again of this twist happening from the thoracic. And you can go into a soft bend there with the opposite arm as you lower. Let's do one more, keeping that left shoulder pulling away from the ear. Good. Replace the right hand. We'll take our left hand behind our head, spiral open to the left. See if we can keep our hips squared down. We tap the mat. Inhale, we open. Exhale, we bring it down. Allowing yourself to twist a little further, push a little bit more away from the hand on the mat. Big open, pointing with the elbow, keeping shoulders away from the ears, the last one. And then bring it back down, widen the knees, take a seat to your heels, a little rock side to side. Beautiful. Let's come all the way up. Now we are going to use 5-pound weights today. You can use 3s, you can use none. So it's totally up to you. I'm going to be using these 5-pounders and we're just going to start with one of them. So we'll come to a side kneeling position. We're going to hold the weight in our hands and take a nice long spine before we start. So a little tuck of the tailbone here, length and opening through the front of the chest, and we've got this weight in both hands. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Notice how your abs have to kick in to stabilize the spine, and then inhale, we lower. So this looks a lot easier than it is, so if that was challenging, know that that's okay. You can also always start without the weight and just work on that lift of the arms. You're still gonna feel a lot of spinal strength there. So we lift, and then we inhale to lower. Sending the air out from the lower belly, and then inhale, lower. As we do this, you might notice one of your shoulders is higher than the other, or it has a little bit less range. So just out of curiosity, not out of judgment, noticing that. One more. Big lift, tuck the tailbone if you start to feel any sort of pressure in the low back, and then unhinge the spine. Take a shoulder roll. Let's take that weight just into the right hand, hinge forward. We'll take our left behind us. Elbow hugs in by our sides. We're just gonna kick back in a tricep press and bring it in. Now, as we do this, you've probably done tricep presses before, but I really want you to focus on what's happening with the spine here. So shoulders dragging away from the ears. Gaze is a little in front of your mat. That's gonna help trigger those spinal extensors, turning them on and keeping them on if the gaze is a little further forward. Good. On your next one, leave the arm behind you, rotate the palm, little presses up. Think of this happening from up at the top of the shoulder joint for 10, 9, 8, 7, lengthen out through the spine, 6, maybe press the sternum forward just a little further for 4, 3, 2, and 1, come upright, give that shoulder a little roll. Now I'm gonna switch to the other side. You can stay facing the same way. Just want you to be able to see the weight from here. So let's tuck under a little bit, again from the pelvis. Find that length through the spine, elbow hugs in by your side. Right hand's gonna come behind and we go for those kickbacks. Checking in here that our shoulders are dragging away from our ears. A light grip on the weight. The more you squeeze, the more you're gonna feel that in your upper traps. We'll go for 3 and 2 and 1. Leave the arm behind, turn the palm, little presses to the ceiling. Now you notice right away I wanted to adjust. My shoulder had risen up toward my ears. So try and drag them down. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and one, come all the way upright. You can place that weight to the side, take your hands to the mat, and just take a few little cat-cows from here. All right, let's grab the weight one more time. We're gonna find our hinge. This time we will come in and out of it. So we're gonna bend the elbows, hug them in toward your temples. As you extend them, we press up, squeeze the glutes. Then hinge back with that long spine, reaching forward and send it up. Now we're counterbalancing our tilt with our hips reaching behind us and then squeezing our glutes at the top. Now you can always do this without the weight as well. Inhale back, lengthen out, drag those shoulders down from away from the ears, from really that space just below the shoulder blade. 2 more, inhale back, exhale, press. Last one, and then bring it down. Let's take the weight out in front, palms face in. We're gonna hinge back, knee stretch. Exhale, come up, we bicep curl. Inhale, reach. Exhale, we curl. Thinking about staying connected to our abs, to our glutes, to keep that long line. We're not letting our head drop. We're not hinging at the hips or tucking under into anterior. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl. Give me one more. And then place that weight down. Let's swing your legs around out in front. You can put your weight somewhere where you won't run into it, and then grab your ball. If you don't have a ball, you can always just roll up a towel for this one. So we'll find a seated position. We're gonna take that ball just to the bottom edge of our shoulder blades, and then tuck under from the pelvis into that posterior tilt. So abs are connected, feet are rooted onto the floor. We'll interlace our fingers, thumbs wrapped under the base of our skull. Let's inhale back. You're gonna let your spine just kind of spill out over the top of the ball, maybe in the elbows drop and touch the floor. Exhale, lift the head and chest, bring your elbows just in your peripheral vision, and then inhale, spill out again. So really allowing yourself to find some relief at the bottom. And even though this is some deep abdominal work, we're also getting that beautiful spinal extension. It should feel really nice to open and stretch through the collarbone, the muscles of the chest, and our mid-back behind us. As we do this, we're trying to avoid arching through the low back. So this again is really just an extension of the thoracic spine, our mid-back. Exhale, we lift. One more. And lift. Good. All right, this next time we're gonna curve over just to neutral, so not a full spill. And then we're gonna take it a little bit side flex over toward our left side. Bring it back to center, and then we take it to the other side. This is a micro movement. It's also gonna require some balance and pressure in your feet. Think about sending the breath out from the side body. It is a side flexion, so we're trying to bring our ribs closer toward our hips. Let's go one more over to the right. Bring it back to center and lift. Now we're gonna combine these moves. So we're gonna curve over into that neutral position, flex over to the left, come up, around to the right. We lower down and circle around again. Now if you need to widen your feet here, if your hips are wiggling a lot, definitely go for that bigger base. Starting to turn that into a flowy circle, allowing your spine to spill a little, but with control. Ribs are staying knit. Let's take it to the other side. We slide over to the right, up to the left, back down and around. Head is heavy. Try and relax through the neck here, through the jaw. Allow your head to rest in your hands. Last one. And bring it back to center. Extend both legs out, reach the arms, and again, just allow your spine to spill out over the mat. We're gonna take our arms to our sides into a goalpost position and just breathe, allowing the ribs to flare to the ceiling, the head to relax on the floor. And just sending breath into our ribs, into our bellies. Maybe your pelvis is a little tilted forward in this one. If it doesn't feel good, you can also bring those feet back in for a little more support. Let's just be here for a few more moments, breathing with intention, allowing anything that is really holding on to let go. For 3 and 2 and 1. We'll walk the feet in, carefully support your head as you lift your head and chest, cross at the ankles, and roll yourself up. Last thing for this mini series for opening our spine, opening and strengthening, we'll take hands to the ball, roll it forward, and just send your spine down. If you have some surface area for the ball, just bring your thumbs to face up, allowing your sternum to fall through. Maybe you rest your head on the mat. A few breaths here as well for 3 and 2. Last one. And then come all the way back up. And you're all done.